So this morning I was hunting through my email messages, my personal account, and I was just hunting through, and I was just flicking through to see what, because normally I just go through them every morning. I have to keep on top of them because if I don't, I usually end up getting behind, and it takes me ages to delete them and all that sort of thing. So yeah, so I was reading through my email this morning, and come across an email from Change.org, and I read through the email, and it was all about these diet fads and how celebrities quite often they promote these diet fads, and they're quite often not scientifically backed. They don't have any. There's no real evidence that they actually do what they say they're going to do, and it went on to say about the particular types of audiences, the people that pick up on these ads are often often very young, very vulnerable, and their mental state obviously is in a bad way. And it also goes on to say that these sorts of disorders like bulimia and anorexia and things like that are on the rise in the past few years, and it just actually made me think, because it's one of those subjects that's quite close to my heart in a way, with regard to things like social media. One of the things that actually irritates me is people not being authentic, and not sharing things that are of value. Now, there's very different ways you can look at that, because sometimes the people that are sharing these things and these diet fads, quite often they're not in a really that much of a stable place themselves. We all know just how unstable sometimes some of the famous people can be. Often they can be quite young, and they don't, maybe they've shot to fame and they don't really understand themselves, and it's just made their pain worse in a sense. But and so this is why sometimes they broadcast these diet fads or these sorts of things, and then on the other end of the spectrum you've got these people who are kind of really kind of money hungry in a sense. They're promoting something, and maybe it's just out of goodwill. You just never can tell, so you can't come at it from a specific angle, or even really be too angry about it, I guess, because they're people are doing it for lots of different reasons. But it then went on to say that it should be these sorts of posts should really be limited, because of the dangers to health, and the amount of strife that it causes. Because let's face it, if you share something like this, and you have an audience of maybe thousands of people, how much strife or really bad things could happen as a result of that, because of one action that was taken by somebody who has a massive reach over many different people and has lots of people logging into their post every day because they know, like, and trust the person. There's a real trust element in that too. These people often and often with anybody who's been a follower of anything, you do grow to know, like, and trust these people because they're in your face all the time. And quite often, I guess, that they can become anybody that's in an unstable format and sees this person as somebody they look up to, somebody that can help them or is helping them through. They're going to be taking notice of what is being said by that person, and maybe something, quite often hanging on every single word. If they do something, then this person does it, so they have really powerful influence. And it just made me think, actually, that it's actually for us as budding influencers, it's really, really important that we make sure that we put the right message out there, that we think about the people that we're broadcasting to, and that we make sure that we're doing the best by them, because at the end of the day, we're wanting to empower them and make sure that they are getting the right support from us and the right message, so that they can go on and be better individuals.